In this video, we are going to be doing something slightly different today, okay? For my videos, I'm going to be showing you guys how to improve your perimeter defense on NBA 2K24. Now, this is going to be more of a detailed breakdown. Don't worry, I'm going to show some of my career stuff, and I'm going to show you guys some of the rec stuff as well. Now, these tips are mainly going to be for you solo rec players. Obviously, if you play comp elite type level guards, they are very different, okay? The way you guard them, you have to kind of make constant adjustment throughout the game. But these tips I'm going to give you for today should be enough to guard like 90% of guards in the rec. Okay, they're very, very easily predictable. Okay, they're not that as difficult as you would expect from some of these prem guards, because prem guards get guarded by lockdowns all day, every single day. So obviously they know some tricks most of the time. But rec guards, they're kind of really passive. They kind of fold when they start getting guarded really well. But anyways, I always start off in career, okay, when it comes to stuff. Now, I'm going up against, in this clip, you can see it's Donovan Mitchell, okay? One of the things you guys will notice in terms of the screen as well is a lot of people get hit so hard with these screens, and I never understand why this is the case, okay? Again, it's going to be a detailed breakdown, so it's going to be slightly longer than my usual videos, but I really felt like I need to be able to cover as much detail as I can. Now, here is Donovan Mitchell. I picked him for a specific reason because he's a good three-point shot. He's good at taking three-pointers, and he's also good at driving. So he's someone that's going to give you an option on both sides. Now, when it comes to the screen, what you want to be able to do, as soon as he catches the ball, you can see I'm going to crowd him right here. Okay. Now, you always see the movement I'm going to do right here. This was done on purpose, by the way. This wasn't some random stuff. Yeah, you guys will see the center. I know it's the center. Okay, this is very, very key as well. A lot of people don't pay attention to the centers when they're a lockdown defender. So you guys will see the center's about to set a screen right here, which I am anticipating. You guys will see how I'm going to change last minute so the screen doesn't hit me as hard. Y'all can see, as soon as the center came to set that screen right here, now you're probably thinking, but Fear, he could just easily go right here. He can, but he probably wouldn't want to, only because then he's going to have to try and make a play for this player right here. Lonzo Ball can easily drop low, well, if he was an actual player, to kind of bait him and shade him. So I know this right here is not an ideal option for him. Whereas if you think about this side of the court, right, look how massive this is, right? He's got all the space in the universe to do whatever. So I don't want him to come here, okay? Because if he gets here, it's dangerous for me, because then he has more option in terms of what he wants to do. So right here, look, the screen, because I changed last minute, look how little the screen hit me, okay? It wasn't that hard, and that kind of killed the possession right there. Now, this is another possession, and I always do this when I play career. I'm always practicing with some of the best players. So again, don't panic when they kind of like get that blow by animations. Most of the time, it happens. But again, the other thing you guys will notice is I'm never reaching with these guys. I know a lot of you lockdowns out there, that's the favorite thing you like to do, just to spam reach, okay? So like the angle of your players, again, a lot of people don't do this when they play the game. It's very, very key how you angle your player, okay? As when they get to a certain position right here, look how much, like, I'm just kind of stuffing every single player right here, and then I'm going to go back to his right side again, so that way he can't come to his right, because this left side is completely taken away. Unless he's going to go right here to take some kind of fade or something, he's not really going to get an opportunity, and that was a dead ball. So again, it's going to be a similar thing with the screen. Right here, I kind of played a little bit wrong because I want it to be more sideways. I want it to be more here when the screen gets, because the screen will take me out completely, and I don't want it to happen. But right here, you see, I'm trying to force the way, but 2K wouldn't give me the animation, because that way I know the screen is kind of going to hit me kind of fairly difficult right here. But hands up defense really goes a long way, because you can see, even though you look like you're open, that was a 51% contest. Now, it's again, a lot of PGs, when they get the ball in the game, they like to start off in a triple threat position, right? When they get into the triple threat stance, what you want to do is basically you want to crowd them. Because when you crowd them, it gives them, you're going to get bumpy, especially if you have gold clamps, even silver clamps and a high strength. You're going to be bumping them, which they don't really like. So as soon as he gets this, look how I'm kind of crowding him. He's doing this triple threat to create some space. He did a step back right here, but you need to understand, it is Donovan Mitchell. I know his build. I know he can't shoot from it. There's no point in me pressing him close, because he ain't going to be able to shoot this ball, right? There ain't no point in me even getting close to him. So I'm going to let him take that step back. I'm not going to cover that gap, because I know he's going to have to come forward. Plus, I've got my hands-up defense. If you guys don't know hands-up defense, it is so OP in the game. You don't have to be close to someone, because if they shoot the ball, which you guys will see in a second, you're going to cover a lot of distance. So right here was 3 seconds. He did the same move again, which you guys look. You're probably thinking, Fear, this is a lot of separation, right? He's going to hit this. Now, this is where hands-up defense is broken on this game, and a lot of people don't utilize it enough, because look, as soon as he's about to shoot, even though that looks wide open, look how I cover the gap in like half a second, and that was a red contested shot. Again, right here, this is where a lot of guards are gonna panic, or it's not the guards, but a lot of lockdowns panic a lot of the time because they're like, okay, fair, look, he just blew by you. This is crazy. But you need to understand when you play the game, you need to also read how the game is playing. This guy is not here yet, right? So he's still running up the court, which basically means this player can easily just shade him until this guy reaches that destination, which I am confident by that time I would have recovered. So you guys will see how it's gonna play. And exactly that, you're probably thinking he could have gone there and shot the ball, but he wouldn't because this guy is still in his way. So which is great. And bear in mind, these are just bots. Okay, I'm just kind of using them as reference right here. And again, once you get into that position, it's the hip riding motion. I watched one of Tonic's video. He talked about it a lot. It helps in terms of getting bumpy with a lot of these guards. And as soon as it switches his hands, which is when you want to reach, right? This is where you want to reach as a lockdown. You don't want to be reaching randomly. You're just going to get in foul trouble. Switches and I reached. The game didn't give it to me, but it kind of led to a dead possession right here. Again, I use career as a practice because it's just good practice. Okay, right here, this guy made a mistake. Okay, I was kind of going up the court, but he made a mistake because now the ball is completely loose, right? He doesn't have any control of this ball, and I'm close enough. So as soon as you see this stuff, you already know what time it is. You have to reach and stuff like that, which obviously leads to a bucket. But anyways, that was just career stuff for you guys. That's just kind of practice. I always choose players like Chris Paul, Donovan Mitchell, Steph Curry, LaMelo Ball. Those are very hard players to get the ball stolen. So you're gonna have to learn to actually play defense without necessarily reaching. Okay, you only reach once they make a mistake, which a lot of those guys won't make a ton of mistake. Now this one is very very important right here. Because you can see my matchup. Okay, this is one of those decent red guards you're gonna come across. There's not a ton of them, but he's decent enough. You guys will see when you play defense, it's a chess game on 2K, bro. Like it is a chess game. You have 4 quarters to figure them out. It's a 12-round fight. There ain't no point to rush anything. Okay, you're gonna have to adjust to what the player is giving you, and every player is different. Every point guard in this game is different. Now, this is one of those rare PGs in the rec, that has a decent stat. I wouldn't say it's an amazing stat, but it's decent. Okay, it's just decent enough for this video. He's got 13 points per game, almost 6 assists. Okay, it's decent for a point guard in the rec. Let's be honest, right? 55% field goal, almost 50% from three. So he kind of knows what he's doing on this build. And you guys will see how I'm gonna. No, he starts off the game very well. You guys will see what he's gonna do this possession, right? So right here, I'm trying to get bumpy as usual, but he's gonna do something interesting, which you guys will see. Obviously, he passed the ball right there, which is super annoying. But the game just started, and he's gonna do something because he knows I'm trying to press him, right? See what he did there? He kind of just blew by me, okay, which is cool. This happens. Again, this is I'm trying to figure out what the defense is doing, what kind of play style he's going to have. And look right here. I'm kind of expecting my teammate to be in the way because his matchup is still down here, right? His matchup is a little bit further away than it should be. But my teammate, for some reason, tried to take a charge or something, which is kind of, I guess, was a decent idea. But this guy just ran straight to the paint. So I was like, okay, bet. Okay, this is you're one of these guys, eh? So I'm trying to figure out exactly what he's gonna do right here. I kind of give him a bit more space. So I notice he just wants to keep running. I don't know why my teammate just keep giving like easy passes and easy lanes. Very shocking to me. But now, because he kept doing this. He kept spamming this stuff. And you guys will see how I'm going to make the adjustment throughout the game. So this was the first quarter. You're probably thinking, fair, this guy just running by you. And I'm like, bet. So the thing you guys will notice is I started to give him a bit more space. So I'm not going to press him as I normally would. So right here, I'm going to bump him a little bit. So now he's stuck in this corner right here. So he's going to have to go back to his right hand, which I'm also going to take away in a second. And then, again, he's going to keep doing this running animation. Again, my teammate could have easily stolen that. But that's the whole point. You kind of want to, you want these point guards to be uncomfortable throughout the whole time for them to give up the ball. To be fair, my teammate did reach. The 2K probably should have given him that. But at this point in the second half, okay, I know he wants to keep doing this running animation. So I'm going to take that away from him. Now, this is also very, very key as well. So, again, I don't reach unless they make a mistake. So you're probably thinking, what mistake did this guy do right here? So he was coming up the court. The ball is in his right hand, okay? And what I want to do is I want to take away this side. I don't want them coming around this side because this place is completely crowded. So as a defender, you need to be aware of what's going on up the court. This place is completely crowded. This is not an ideal spot for him to go to. And I know that as a defender because I can see it. So I'm like, hey, he probably wants to come around here where there's a bit more space. I don't want him to come around this side. So I'm going to stay on his hip and I'm going to wait for him to make a mistake. And what mistake is he going to do is I'm going to wait until he switches the ball to his left hand, right? Because the ball is protected right here. There's no point in him reaching as a lockdown. You're not going to get the ball, right? You're just going to get a foul for no reason. So I'm going to wait for him. And you guys can see as soon as he made a mistake, which is, he has to move somehow. He switches his hand, I reach, and that forced him to pick up the ball. See, and I'm even dancing him at this point because now I'm starting to figure him out. Okay, so I know he wants to do this run and gun type of animation. You guys will see it now. I'm not completely pressing him like I did in the first quarter. I'm gonna give him a bit more space. Now I'm taking away this side away from him. Now notice as well, I don't reach in a lot of these plays. Okay, I'm kind of backing down a bit. I don't know why my teammates came. I mean, it was a good idea for my teammate if he swiped right here. Probably would have got it, but the swipe came a bit too late, which kind of left this guy wide open, which was very odd. I mean, I'm playing with randoms, okay? These aren't my friends or anything. These are just randoms. But again, it's a full quarter game. I know he wants to do that press thing again, so I'm kind of getting bumpy. But again, you'll notice I prefer, again, pause, the hip riding motion, because the hip riding motion is essentially you're taking away this side. If you look at the court right now, right, as a defender, you need to be aware of all this stuff, right? If you look at the court, you can see there's so much space here. There's a lot of space here, right? But there isn't a lot of space here. There's a lot of movement here. It's like my players there. There's help defense in the paint. So for me as a defender I'm trying to take this side away from the guard. I don't want him to get here because once he gets here, he's going to get a bit more comfortable. So as long as he's stuck around here where there's just a lot of movement, I'm happy with that, which is why I'm hip riding him into this direction. I'm forcing him into this direction. And again, just like the previous possession, if he ever switches his hands to try and come this way, I'm going to reach. So that's the mistake that these guards are going to make. So you only reach once he switches his hands right here. So watch again. Look, I waited for him. You see how I stopped right there? I didn't push him anymore because I'm like, nah, I don't want you to come right here. You can take this side if you want. You can go there because I've got a bunch of teammates right here, which you guys will see throughout this game. Some of these rec randoms IQ and defense just doesn't exist, right? This guy is still completely down here. So I forced him and he ended up passing the ball. And straight away, you'll notice as soon as he passed the ball to this guy, I just chased this guy. I mean, this guy got lucky I didn't get the steal right there. But it's all about anticipation. So he passed the ball to this guy. And I know this guy's going to try and drive. And he switches down. But luckily, he kind of held into that L2 motion very quickly. But that would have been a steal, right? But anyways, that was a dead possession. Again, once they get the ball, you kind of want to crowd them. You see this motion right here? As soon as someone touches the ball, you want to crowd them, especially if you're a lockdown defender, you have strength on your build because that strength is going to bump them. You look at this bump animation right there, moving enforcer popped up. Now, my build is not max yet. This build you're currently watching in this video, I was using 85 perimeter defense and 86 strength, okay? So I've only got silver fast feet and silver movable enforcer. My fast feet can go up to gold eventually. But I kind of bumped him right there and he gave up the ball. But again, my teammates, absolutely useless. But again, now I know he's a run and gun type of guy. Bearing in mind, this, like I said, this is a full quarter game. As a defender, you have to be patient. You don't need to be spamming the reach. Now, look, I'm trying to take away this side away from him. I want to force him in this direction. And he ended up giving up the ball. Now, you guys will see throughout the whole game, he's going to kind of give up, after like the third or fourth quarter. A lot of these guys end up either they're going to quit the game in the rec randoms, by the way, not elite guards. Like I said, elite guards are different. But in the rec, a lot of these guys, they're not used to someone just constantly being in their face, right? So it's a very uncomfortable thing to do as a defender. Right here, very similar to the previous possession. Even though he has a sharp takeover right here, you need to understand, a lot of these guys, for them to get into a momentum, they have to dribble left or right, right? For them to start their momentum dribbling. So what I want to do, as soon as he catches the ball, I'm going to get very close to him and take away this side. I mean, you could have argued I could have reached right there and I would have got the ball very easily. But it's always about showing them something and taking away something, right? So right here, I'm showing him this lane because in an ideal universe, this guy should have the high IQ to know that if this guy drives this way, I can easily cover this ground, right? He should be able to cover this. And I don't want him to come right here because that's when he's going to get all the space. So I took away that side from him. He noticed that and I reached again and he passed the ball because he knew there was nowhere to go. And obviously our team ended up getting the possession. Very easily, kind of shutting down the defense. Now I know he's a run and gun type of guy because everyone's different. Now you see how I'm taking away everything away from him. Now again, I want him to go this way, right? You can have this way all day long because I can easily recover. I don't want him to start coming around this way, even though technically speaking, I could have switched my angle right there and give him this side, but then he could have stopped here to take a three because my matchup is playing, or my help defender, wherever he is, he's playing quite low. So I'm trying to anticipate the screen, which nothing happened. And again, another dead ball. I don't know why my teammates are giving him wide open to get the buckets, but you guys get the point. You'll see now it's a measured pressure because I know when the game first started, when I was pressing him very, very high, he was just running. So I want to take that running away from him, kind of like an ISO player type thing. A lot of ISO players will drive, just run up the court and go for it. But he's trying to do all this stuff. And again, y'all can see constantly, I'm always in this hip riding motion, with a lot of these guards because the hip rider motion is forcing them into a certain angle. Okay, I'm leading him into a certain direction because if he switches his hands right here, I'm gonna reach straight away, which basically means he doesn't have any choice but to keep going into this direction, which is fine by me. You feel me? Like you can take that all day long because again, look how quickly that whole paint got messed up, right? Now there's nothing there. You end up passing to this guy, and the possession was kind of dead, and I'm still there. Y'all can see how active I am, even after he gave up the ball. I'm still kind of looking for the, because he doesn't have the ball right now. He's still running around. This guy wants to dribble a bit too much, and I got the steal right there. Okay, little steal. I don't know. The steal animation is so weird on 2K. It's crazy. But again, now you see how much further back I am, right? I'm not really pressing him at this point. Because if I do press this guy, trust me, he's gonna do that same running animation like he was doing in the first quarter. Now this is the third quarter, right? Again, it's a long game on defense. You need to understand when you play defense, it's a chess game between you and the point guard. So you need to figure out what he likes to do, and you need to take that away from him. So that running stuff he was doing, you can see I'm not pressing him as much as I was because I know he wants to do that pressing animation. Right here, probably thinking, Phil, what are you doing? He could easily go right here. He wouldn't because he's waiting. He's trying to see what's going to look. I can tell he's waiting. Like he wants to see the animation out. And then I do a universe. This guy should be able to steal the ball, TK. I mean, come on. Like, look at the ball just there. Like, look, you should be able to steal it again. Nothing happened. And once again, my teammates, I mean, it's wreck Randy's. Okay, you're not expecting the best defense from them. But after a while, you can see he's starting to run up the court now. Okay, this is the fourth quarter. He's kind of giving up at this stage because he's like, bro, there ain't no point. Look, he's passing now, which is what you want, right? You want the point guard to completely give up because most of the time the point guard is the best player on the team. So you just want him to kind of just give up everything. Look, he didn't even bother dribbling at this point because he knows I've taken out everything away from him. Look at this. Look, this is the 2 minutes left. He's already, look, he turned into a shooting guard. This is great. Now, if this is happening to you as a guard, that means you've done your job because you completely discouraged this point guard to even want to bring up the ball. Like he doesn't want that anymore. Look, he's just standing right there, which is cool. But then when he did eventually bring up the ball, with like 30 seconds left, once again, y'all can see this motion of taking a, I want to box him up into a certain angle because the bump steals on 2K are very, very OP, right? Now, also, you need to understand, I'm also avoiding a crab right here because if I was here, like almost behind him, he can easily crab me, okay? But because I'm kind of still in front of him, the crab motion would not work. Okay? And if he does any left movement, I am going to reach. You guys know this. So the key as a lockdown is you only reach once the person make a mistake. So at this point, the mistake for him would be for him to switch the ball to his left hand. If he ever switches the ball to his left hand, I will reach in that animation, which again, he knows he can't. I think he's a smart guard because he knows I've taken that away from him, and my build is gonna get bumpy if he tries to run. If he tries to run up the court right here, he can easily run out of bounds because my build has a movement force to have strength. So if he tries to do any forward movement, he's probably gonna get like bumped out of bounds, and he knew that. So again, he was a smart guy because he just gave up the ball straight away. He's like, nah, I don't want it. And obviously, my teammates could have easily got tons of stop right there. And right here, because he's completely discouraged, I'm not too bothered about him anymore. Now I'm gonna start hunting for his teammates because like I've done my job. He's done out of the game. And as soon as this guy got right here, look, even though he could have dotted him, I knew his mindset wasn't like that. So he already stuck in that motion. I dropped down and I got this steal, which obviously is gonna lead to another easy fast break right there. But these are just kind of a lot of, again, these are gonna work more on rec guards because rec guards are not used to the pressure on defense. You can see, even though he had a good start to the game, this was actually one of my recent games that I posted actually. You can see he ended up finishing with just 9 points. Okay, so I took him down less than his average. Obviously, he got more assists than usual, but that's just because my teammates, you can see throughout the whole game, they were just giving up some easy lanes or whatever. But 9 points, I'm happy to take that because I've just completely shut him down in terms of what he was doing. And again, I wasn't spamming still, which I always keep my fouls quite low. Now this other game, this is more of a 3-point shot hunter, and they're very easy to guard. Again, y'all can see that motion of me guiding them to a certain direction and taking away something because I know I'm anticipating the screen to kind of come through. And you guys will see I'm going to glide through that screen right here. Look, see how easy I glided through that screen? Because in order to not get hit extremely hard with the screen, now there are going to be certain scenarios you're not going to have any choice but to run through the screen. But most of the time, the closer you are to the matchup when the screen is coming through, the less likely for you to get hit hard by the screen. A lot of lockdowns, unfortunately, sometimes what they do, or when the guarding players is they kind of stand about here. See where my guy is a little bit behind, and that would mean the screen will completely take you out. Because if this guy set a screen right there, you're trying to run in this direction, you're gonna run into the screen. But I tried to get as close to him as possible So that way the screen is just easy to see how easy it is to maneuver through the screen right there. And I'm staying very close to him because I'm anticipating another screen from this guy, and I'm gonna switch my direction right here, and he just gave up the ball. So again, these are rec point guards. You're not gonna they get easily flustered. Okay, they're not used to someone. Look, they're not used to someone kind of like full court pressing them. And look, you need to also trust your speed and your defense. In this scenario, this guy's running right here. I'm not too bothered about this movement because the real danger is here. So when I play defense as a lockdown, I'm always analyzing the court. Okay, where is the biggest danger and where would I like the guy to go into? So if he drives in this direction, I'm happy for him to go there. I'm happy for him to go right here. There's tons of help defense right here. But right here, there's no help defense, which basically means I'm trying to basically wall him into this direction. You don't want him to come right here because you're going to be in trouble. See how I did right there? You kind of just posturing up. This is a very weird defense because a lot of lockdowns, they prefer to stand like almost face on. With the guards, they always stand around here, which you don't really want to be doing, bro. It's better to be on this hip riding motion every single time because with the hip riding motion, you're kind of leading them into a certain direction when you're playing defense. Again, the screen kind of came through, I easily avoided that, and he kind of gave up the ball, right? Again, these guards, they easily get flustered in the wreck. That's what I'm trying to say to you guys. You should never be getting cooked in the wreck by any of these point guards because they're not used to a constant pressure. Look, he's going to make a mistake right here, which you don't want to be doing, okay? You don't want to be doing that mistake because eventually they will make mistakes, okay? You can see I'm not even reaching on this guy. I'm just full court pressing it, okay? Even though I can reach on him right here, they got lucky again, but it's all about just getting flustered. As soon as he has the ball right here, look, I'm just bumping him every single time. You can see this is why for me, I never complain when it comes to like the steals and stuff. Like, oh, the steals got nerfed or whatever. If you're a great defender in this game, you can easily get away with not reaching at all the entire game. I promise you that. Like, obviously, it's nice to be able to reach, but I only reach again once the guard make a mistake, which right here, he wasn't really making tons of mistakes. I'm just going to keep bumping him. And right here, you need to analyze the situation as a PG, as a defender right here. So where is the biggest threat? The biggest threat for him is he can come out here, right? He can come out here and then get more space to kind of dribble on the 3-point line. Right here, there's a guy in the paint. There's a guy right here. So if he drives, he's going to have to take this really difficult mid-range around here, which is a very difficult shot. And again, he's a rec random. I'm not expecting him to have that high IQ. So watch what I'm going to do. Again, you all can see when I play defense, I'm never face on with these guys. I'm always in a certain angle. I'm always leading them into a certain direction that I want them to go into because if he drives right here, this guy is going to swat this ball, right? And this also is a small guard. This probably doesn't have any dunk or whatever. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take him away from coming out this way. So you can see how, look at the motion. If he tries to move out, you guys will see what happens. Boom. See, he gets bumped, right? Because I've taken away the side that I think is going to be the most dangerous. So as a defender, you need to be analyzing the court as you're playing, not just kind of focusing on reaching. And look, it gets a little bit messy, a little bit bumpy. And guess what? My teammate got the block right there, right? Because that's exactly what I want him to do. Again, he's going to have the ball, another bump animation. Don't notice how I'm very patiently waiting, analyzing the screen. There wasn't any screen motion right here. Again, I'm always heading up on the hip because it's better for me. Right here, he switches, could have reached right there, but I was kind of in a weird animation, trying to also avoid the screen, so I wasn't too bothered about the reach. Just kind of stay in front of him, and he gave up the ball. This is what you want as a guard, okay? Now, this is an AI, okay? The guy was getting completely just dominated. Even with the AI, it's the same thing. Now, the interesting thing about the AIs is if you guys notice the way they bring up the ball is they're very protective of the ball, which you have to be very, very careful of because I recently watched a video of a 2K League guard talking about how lockdowns use the first reach because your first reach is your best reach in this game. That's the highest chance you're going to do to get still, so you don't want to waste it. So a lot of them kind of go into this L2 motion right here. So look, L2 motion, so you don't want to be reaching. You're just going to get fouled for no particular reason. But as soon as he gave up the ball, now he's not really my main target anymore. Now my main target is this guy because he's kind of close to me, right? So as soon as he's close to me, go for the steal. So if someone's really close to you, you want to go for that steal, which obviously is going to lead to an easy fast break, and that leads to an easy bucket for the team. Again, another motion with the AI, force them to give up the ball and wait for this guy. Very similar to the on-ball players, right? So the ball is in his left hand right here. Once he switches the ball to his right hand, that's when they're the most vulnerable, especially the early part of the animation. As soon as they switch their hand, that's the best time for you to reach as a defender. So you guys will see he's going to make a mistake right there. As soon as he switches this hand, you guys already know what time it is, bro. So you always want to be very patient. It's a very patient game as a defender. A lot of lockdowns, you guys are very, very impatient. That's why you guys complain too much, right? You all just want to be reaching and get all the steal. But right here, again, my matchup was kind of running. It's an AI, obviously, but he was kind of running into this corner, which was kind of odd. So I was like, you know what? You can run into that corner. I don't really care. This guy decided he's gonna bring up the ball. I can see this guy coming out here, so I was kind of standing in between the lane because I don't know what this guy wants to do. This guy panics because this guy was actually playing good defense on him. You're kind of using the fear strategy right here, taking one side away. Panicked, and once your teammate panics, this is what I'm expecting from my off-ball teammates. When I'm pressing the guard, and I know they're gonna panic, right? I'm expecting my off-ball teammates to really put the pressure on their off-ball player, so that way he doesn't have any option to pass the ball. Like this guy right here tried to bail himself out. We got the ball, which led to an easy fast break. But we're pretty much going to get towards the end of the video. But again, very similar. The start of the animation is when you want to reach, okay? You need to be very particular as to when you reach, because I see certain lockdowns, they just be spamming reaches, bro. They just be spamming the reach. But, I mean, that's going to be it for now in terms of most of the gameplay. I'm going to end up with this final possession right here. Look, right here. Look, he's trying to do something. It's all about anticipation and reading this play, right? So, right, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as he switches his hand, your boy was going for the reach. I was going to go for the reach to take the ball away from his hand, but I just got lucky because then he panics and passed, which gave me this animation. I should have grabbed that, right? But 2K, y'all fix that interception, please. And that led to an easy fast break. But that's pretty much it for now in terms of kind of the basic tips in terms of being a great defender in this game. That hip right in motion is very, very overpowered because every time they switch their hand, it turns into a bump animation, which is very, very easy to steal. So as a lockdown, you all don't need to be out here reaching, which is why for me personally, unless you're playing competitive pro-am and there's money on the line, you know, fair enough, you might want to do it. But if you're playing rec, I don't necessarily think you need 99 still, but I think 91 is more than good enough for you to be able to get what you need to get done. Because once they make a mistake, you are going to reach at the right time. Stop spamming the reach. Focus on just bumping, clamp, forcing directions into uncomfortable situations for the guard. They are going to give up the ball. But anyways, if you guys like this video, you'll let me know. I know some of the people are going to be like, fear. I know some of you guys, the critiques are like, there in the comment section about to type away. But remember, this is random rec. This is solo rec gameplay. I've been playing lock for many years. A lot of you guys don't know this because, you know, your boy's been playing on my power forward recently. I've been in lockdown for a lot of years. I used to play Prime a lot, and guarding these PGs are one of my favorite things to do. Just completely, you know, taking them below the average is the best thing for me to do as a player in this game. But anyways, we're not going to drag this video any longer. If you guys like the video, you'll let me know. I've got more I can do more tutorials for you guys in terms of, I think I might drop the post game tutorial next, because someone did say that in the previous video in terms of how to get open as a post scorer. Effective ones, not my career type stuff. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.